Before we get in the video, please like, make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, go ahead and leave a comment below, and click on the How You Can Help, which brings up the Family Friendly Game website and gives you lots of ideas how you can help us. Thank you. Hey everybody, Paul Burry, Family Friendly Gaming. This is FFG Chronicles on the Why Am I a Streamer? So we've had this question. People say, why are you a YouTuber? Why are you a streamer? Why are you broadcasting? Broadcasting on Twitch, broadcasting on YouTube. They're like, why? It's a little more complex than just a simple answer. There's lots of facets to this answer. So first and foremost, it started out with the Family Friendly Gaming website. Now, I'd be like, well, why did Family Friendly Gaming come to pass? Why did that ever get created? Well, back in that era, oh boy, we're talking. We started that in 2005. I had a fanzine back. I think it started in 1998 called Wildcard's Way, and I did a quarterly release. It was just one of those things I was just kind of doing, enjoying magazine publishing and whatnot. And of course, wasn't at the quality of EGM at the time. What was happening back in like 2004 is the video game industry was changing. The video game media was changing. So the video game media used to be family friendly. In fact, you'd go to the grocery store and they had all these gaming magazines in the grocery store. In 2003, 2004, they started changing drastically, and they started going down the dark path. They started being more macabre, more morbid, more adult only with the content. I remember I would check out different gaming magazines, and there was all this profanity in there, and then they'd have something like Animal Crossing on the cover, and so it's like they're on the outside, it's like, hey, we're friendly for kids, but then you go in there and read it, and you're like, this is not kid friendly. And then their attitudes were just horrible, atrocious. And so I had been praying about it. I was like, God, please send somebody to make gaming magazines safer for kids. And it wasn't happening. And I went to focus on the family life. Went to a variety of Christian groups who were looking at entertainment and media, but none of them wanted to do it at that time. Now I know Focus on Family had plugged in many years later after we started. They're like, oh look what Family Friendly Gaming did. Look how popular they become. So we want part of that too. I was like, okay, or whatever. We tried to get you involved in. So I was praying about it, and then God spoke to me and said, you go, you do it. And I was like, I got no clue how to do this. Like, I got no training, no education, nothing. And so if you look at Family Friendly Gaming and you're like, wow, this sucks, the magazine or the website, just bear in mind, this is from someone who has no clue how to do any of this. So it looks way better than you'd expect it to look from someone that has no idea what they're even doing, right? Like, no clue. Scout's honor. Hey, you're never a scout. Okay, well, fine. A little joke there. But I had no clue what I was doing. And so I was like, okay, and I thought about Moses and the burning bush, and Moses didn't want to do it. And then there was Jonah. Jonah didn't want to do it. And there was Gideon. Gideon didn't want to do it. What did Moses, Jonah, and Gideon all have in common? They all wound up doing it. Jonah had to go through lots of pain and suffering before he did it. And I was like, you know what? I can't rebel against God. I have to do what I'm told to do. So I went and did it. Now, as Family Friendly Gaming grew and developed and everything, we were noticing that videos were becoming more prominent, and I'm going to admit I was a little stubborn. I dragged my feet. We didn't start doing YouTube videos, our own original videos, until 2013. Before that, we were just releasing company trailers, but we realized, what's the point of releasing company trailers when every other gaming media outlet is releasing the trailer? And then the gaming companies were monetizing it on our channels, so they're like making money off of our hard work, and we're like, wait a minute, that's not fair. They didn't share anything either. I was like, got a little problem there. So we started doing our original stuff, and a lot of it was just experimentation. We'd see what worked. Oh, this Skylander B-roll did amazing. Okay, let's do more Skylanders. Early on, there was a Zoo Tycoon that had, for us at that time, it was like 2,000 hits, and we were like, wow, this is awesome, 2,000 hits. Of course, now we're, 7-8 million views on some videos. So it's like, we've grown, and that got us into, at some point, very few channels are doing stuff like the Just Dance Kids, the Zumba Kids, and we were like, man, we want to do those. So we did all the Just Dance Kids, did all the Zumba Kids, and then we moved into the Just Dance. And I was like a little kind of on some of the Just Dance songs, especially the lyrics, the messages. And we still get comments today, and they're like, oh, this isn't family friendly. Well, we got to the point where we just started doing all the Just Dance. In fact, we've done every Just Dance we can do that we're allowed to release on YouTube. We've done that, and it's all out there. We've recorded every single Just Dance song. Now, not all of them we're allowed to put out online, but that's kind of neither here nor there. So what wound up happening was, from there, we're doing all these videos, and we were just like piling up videos. We had like 6 months worth of videos in our queue backup. Like, we were that far off, and I didn't really like that, because we couldn't really be very adaptable or agile with things, because you sit there and record an entire game, but then 6 months later you start releasing the videos for it, and it's 6 months old now, and all kinds of other people have released videos. So we found ways to kind of bring that down. At the same time, there have been lots of changes on YouTube. There's been lots of controversies and lots of problems channels have had. We ran into some of those. We've done videos on those. If you go through FFG Chronicles, you can sit there and find some of the stuff. Something about awaiting further review was one of them. There are other things that happened that took a bunch of money from us. And we lost monetization for no legitimate reason. We had to sit there and fight and make all these, YouTube's like, make all these changes, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you have to have new clip art, you have to have new, so we had to like go pay people to go do all this stuff so we could sit there and actually get monetized again. So the landscape really changed. March 2019, we were frustrated with YouTube at that point in time. We were still releasing the videos we had compiled, but March 2013, or March 2019 said, hey, let's try Twitch. So, and I didn't realize at the time, but streaming is a whole different animal than just doing videos. Because when you do a video, you can edit it, you can cut things out, you can redo it. Like what I'm doing right now, this is going to be live, and not real live. It won't be live, but probably months later it'll be released, and it will be, there'll be clip art putting on it and everything. Not clip art, but the words and everything. We'll sit there and do some processing of it, but I'm not going to be sitting there and editing things out or anything like that. But we could, and there have been videos in the past, like FFG Chronicles or Food Challenges or whatever, that a mistake was made, and we said, no, let's just start it all over, and so we would delete that video and do it from the top. So that's the difference between live streaming, where it's live and it's recording, and if you make a mistake, it's there. People come by and chat with you, so those are different aspects to it. The whole coming by and chatting and interaction with people. Interaction comes with good and bad, because there are good and bad people out there. There are people doing good things, people doing bad things, so we have to deal with the good and the bad with the interactions. So that was like a whole new animal. And as we started streaming helped us bring our queue down. Now, bear in mind, in the past, we were separating our videos down to like 15 minutes, right? So if I did an hour worth of recording, that would be 4 videos. And we would split them into 4 different videos, right? And we'd be like, here's 4 new videos. Well, if you release one a week, that's a month. And if you did that week after week after week, well, you see how our queue, our lag, got bigger and bigger and bigger. And so by bringing it down, by going, okay, I record an hour, I make that one video. Now, we've also done like, okay, a 2-hour video, we'll split that into 2 versus having just one in that instance. Because an hour is a pretty good time for it. So that was one thing that really kind of helped us out. So I really enjoyed it. And one of the things that it's always been on kind of my heart is, giving people family-friendly content and giving a diverse viewpoint and perspective in the video game industry, right? Because if you sit there and read a lot of the gaming media outlets, and you go watch a lot of the streamers, and you go watch a lot of the videos, they all have a certain viewpoint on the far left, almost always. I mean, there's not a lot of right wing people doing these and getting that out there and becoming super popular. And it's generally they're you know, Twitch, YouTube, Google, they're all kind of on the left, and they're doing everything they can to promote the leftist viewpoint and perspective. And so we're like, hey, we want to give more of a conservative perspective, more of a traditional perspective, more of, you know, a family-friendly perspective, without the profanity, without all the bad attitudes, without much of the anger and hatred and venom that you see in a lot of toxic. I've heard that a lot of people talking about toxic streamers and everything like that. Keeping it safe for kids. You know, being pleasant, polite, and but at the same time we're real. You know, you'll sit there and see frustration at times. It's like, oh, I've just died for the 5th time in a row or the 10th time in a row trying to do this one thing. You know, I may not be as good as I thought I was. So it's also been a growth opportunity for us. The other thing is with the streaming is we've been able to do different things. So after we were doing Twitch for probably a year, maybe it wasn't quite a full year, things got better on YouTube and we started trying YouTube streams. And as you see now, we're doing more YouTube streams. And we're doing them for a variety of reasons. And we're working on figuring out and targeting properly with the audience. Now, we got known and a lot of people popular or whatever on YouTube for the Just Dance. And we've done Just Dance live streams. And in fact, we've even tried other Just Dance related you know, classes or whatever to help out our viewers. So we're always, you know, looking at these different opportunities and seeing what makes sense and what we can do. And so that's kind of pretty much why we're doing it and what's going on. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!